Young Thug finally reveals the truth about why Metro can't stand Drake's ass. Metro is credited with kickstarting one of the greatest rap views in my opinion, in my honest opinion. And some might wonder, what did Drake do to make all them niggas that mad? We've had a pretty good idea, but Young Thug confirms it without a shadow of a doubt why Metro does not fuck with Drake. On Metro's popular album Heroes and Villains, there's a song called Trance. Drake really wanted to be on this record, but Metro wasn't having it. He knows how Drake gets. He doesn't want to be on the record, he wants the record. Drake's like, man, just let me cook. If you don't like it, it's all good. Drake records his parts and Metro's listening to it like, bro, this nigga recorded a whole verse and outro and he's shouting out his album like it's finna go on his album or something. Like, what does he look like having another nigga shouting his album on his album? Like, doesn't make no sense. See, bro, he knew Drake was on some weirdo type shit, but so Metro had no real reason to give Drake the record because it was going to go crazy with or without Drake regardless. So now Drake's hassling Metro for the record, but not just that, he's calling around trying to find a way to get the record for his Honestly Nevermind album. So now he's hitting up Thug's people, trying to use the fact that Thug is in prison to get the record. But Thug, interestingly enough, wasn't really feeling that. Drake's telling Thug's team that he really wants Thug on the album since he's in jail, and they're going to, get some petitions going or whatever dumb shit. So, but here's kind of the thing about Drake. He doesn't do things just out of the kindness of his heart. He's either returning a favor or going to demand a favor in the future. That's how Drake operates. Ask The Weeknd. Drake took half the nigga's album and that still wasn't enough as repayment. What Thug says is some real friend shit though, if I'm going to just be honest. You see, Metro's mom was murdered around this time, and Metro and a lot of people felt what Drake was doing was distasteful, and Young Thug was no different. You're hassling a nigga for a record that's like his record. Like, you had no part in the conception of this song, but you're trying to use your name and your status to get the record, even though his mama was just killed. That's kind of like, hey, fuck me, fuck your album. My nigga just lost his mom. She didn't die of any like natural causes. She was murdered. Like, you do not need to be talking to that nigga about no music or even trying to talk to him about freeing me. Because the only thing he needs to worry about is grieving his mother. And this is coming from a nigga who's like facing life in prison. So, despite everything that's come out about Young Thug, this was some real friend shit, you know. So the record would end up releasing on Metro's album, and indeed it went crazy without the Drake feature, which must have annoyed Drake because he decided to leak his version of the record, which is a pretty petty move. So, cause like I can kind of see why so many people in the industry just doesn't like Drake if he's pulling moves like this. Like, the level of entitlement he has towards a record that he has no claim towards is crazy. Metro would respond by leaking the original Knife Talk record, a hit record by Drake that he produced that many people felt Drake had no business on. We all know where the story goes from here. The Like That record, the whole Kendrick beef. A lot of people think the whole 20V shit was a result of jealousy, resentment, all that nonsense, when it's really just a result of Drake not being the best person